Hello, beautiful people. Happy Sunday, February 28th. Thank you, social media, for letting me know it's the last day of the month because I'm losing track of time. And I'm having a rough time with my computer this morning. So wish me luck that we pull this off because I really am not impressed with technology today. Anyway, we are going to start with our quote from the calendar as we've been doing all year, or since I got it anyway. So for February 28th, don't miss out on something that could be great just because it could also be difficult. I pretty much think that that's the philosophy of life, honestly. If you want your dream job, it's going to be difficult, right? You're going to either have to write a resume or do the interview or jump through hoops. If you want a dream relationship, you have to work at it. Things are going to be challenging, but the beautiful thing about recovery is we have an opportunity to get at all those things. And we also have the strength to get through the difficult. Because you know what, guys? If you can get past gambling addiction or any addiction and take care of yourself and create a life that's fulfilling and happy for you, you could do anything. Like you really can. Getting over the addiction or stopping gambling is the hard part. Beyond that, the sky's the limit. You have to believe in yourself, though. And I believe in you. So you can do it. I've decided. All right, beautiful people. Here we go. Life is not one damn thing after another. It's the same damn thing over and over, says Edna St. Vincent Millay. In our journey into recovery, it seems as if we keep traveling the same road over and over. Wasn't that how our illness began and how it was maintained? That we kept repeating the same behavior but expecting different results. Although the answer on both questions is yes, we aren't repeating ourselves the same way we used to. Recovery requires that we travel the same road again and again, but only until we learn what riding down that road has to teach us. We still get angry and wonder at life's unfairness. We still want others to change, get bound up in their suffering, and lose sight of our own. We still feel most of the same feelings we used to feel and find ourselves in the same trap again and again. The difference now is 1 degree and duration. Now we can learn and change our behavior. So when we find ourselves detoured down the same road again, even though we think we've learned all we can there, we'll become aware of it a lot sooner than we used to. And unlike the past, we can choose to turn back. Today, help me be aware of many detours in my recovery. Help me recognize the same damn thing when it appears in my path. I feel like the same damn thing could almost be a synonym for triggers right now. That's the way I'm reading this. I would have never really compared recovery to the insanity of gambling. So this is an interesting read as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's about the actions we take personally as much as it is the circumstances around us. Like, we're going to still have shit. We're going to still have difficult people. We're going to still have bad days. We're going to still have all the things that used to set us off before. The key to recovery and the reason why doing the same thing over and over again, and my interpretation and recommendation of this would be things like going to meetings and working on your recovery and being mindful and transparent and all the things we normally talk about. We have to, repeat. And I think where it all comes together is by repeating the things we need to do to protect our recovery, we build like armor, and I don't want to say armor because I don't want anybody sinking back, but we develop the skills to handle all the things around us that we can't control that will happen and have different reactions. Instead of running to the casino when we have a bad day or the bar, we can go home and maybe communicate clearly to our significant other, or, call a friend, or do a puzzle, or read a book, or go to Planet Fitness like I do and, tan. I should say workout, but I still tan. Anyway, you have choices. So the things that you can choose is how you react. The way that you get prepared for new reactions is through recovery and the repetition. And know that stuff is going to happen, but you're more equipped. What did I hear this morning? It was something about a muscle that it was the concept of going in 100%. And yeah, we aren't necessarily born or equipped to be 100% all of the time, but it's a muscle we can build. And that's what recovery does, is it helps us build our muscles. Recovery requires that we travel the same road again and again, but only until we learn what riding down that road has to teach us. This is why I think recovery is a long-term game, because we do continue to learn if we do step into the room, we listen, we are self-aware, we know we can change our behaviors. I think I've shared with you before the story that when we first got out of treatment, we had a conversation about the future life, right? And I said something about, well, we'll still be going to GA meetings in 30 years. And he said to me, well, no, I guess I should have figured out at that point that it wasn't all as magical as I thought it was at the time. But anyway, that was a difference of opinion. It was almost like his perspective at that time. I don't think it's the same now, but his perspective at that time was like, I'm going to learn things and then I'll be better and I'll be cured. And this reading kind of reminds us that that's not the case. We need to continue to repeat. That's why this book talks about the same things all the time. That's why I talk about these things all the time, because these same things are just instrumental to our foundation. If we aren't paying attention, if we aren't doing the work, we're not going to evolve, we're not going to grow, we're not going to get stronger. It's just like the comparison to the gym. You can't go to the gym one day and expect to have a great body forever, or if you went to the gym one day and worked out 8 hours, that doesn't make you lose all the weight from the last 10 years. It just doesn't do it. You have to go back every day and you have to work at it every day. And your muscles will change and your body will change. And it could be getting more toned, or it could be losing the weight, or whatever the things are. You get results from the repetition. So repetition is important. I will throw in there that you also need to be mindful of the serenity prayer for this one. Same thing. We can't control all those people around us. We can't control our circumstances. But recovery definitely helps us get better equipped for that. The other thing that showed up for me early on in this reading was, the first thing that showed up for me about this was how our lives change once we incorporate recovery. And I'm going to throw this out there, and I can think of a couple examples, myself included. When we're first in those early stages, and if you think about the 12-step premise of doing 90 meetings in 90 days, there's a reason for that. And that's like to build the foundation, the starting foundation. There comes a point where you go to meetings or you do whatever the things are that are strengthening your muscles. And there comes a point where you get strong, right? And then all of a sudden, maybe you don't think you need 3 meetings a week. Maybe you don't think you need 2 meetings a week. And this is me speaking from personal experience, and I'm picturing one person in particular. She had perfect attendance. She never missed any of the 3 meetings until she went to jail. And even then, to keep the practice up, She wrote letters. She journaled as if she was in a meeting those 3 days a week. She dedicated the time to it. Now she gets out of jail and she's not doing 3 meetings a week anymore. She comes back and she starts off still doing them, but it starts to trickle. And she doesn't disappear. What she ends up doing, and this was more when the world opened, was she's like, I did all this work to live my life. Now I need to live my life. And it does happen. We evolve through time to where maybe it doesn't have to be 3 times a week, or maybe if you were going 5, maybe it becomes 3. I will never advocate for you stop going or to get disconnected. I mean, I still feel like I could do a better job being more connected and making the time. I won't say I don't have the time. I have not prioritized the time the right way. Although I still go to groups at the center, I could do a better job in the GA world, especially because I have no excuse with Zoom. And I miss some of the culture of GA, and I learn something every time I go to the meeting. I might not learn what I think I know. I guess that's learning, right? I end up getting different perspectives, and then I end up walking away having my own opinions. But I get reminded of the stories and the value and the struggle. And it helps keep me on point, especially because I know you guys out there are at different stages of the game, right? Some of you quit yesterday. Some of you gambled this morning. Some of you probably have 5 years, 10 years. We're all in different stages. And I try to address all of you the best I can. And it's going to change every day for every one of us. Our journeys are so unique. I just want you to continue to hear the one thing from me. It's worth it, and you're worth it. You're worth it to invest in yourself to have the quality of life that you deserve. Although it's going to be difficult, like the calendar said. And the recovery is worth it. I mean, I'm out of my little pissy pants mode from earlier this week or last week. I don't know. Time is just irrelevant anymore. And I'm like, I was walking down the hallway, and I plan on going to Zumba when I'm in Miami. And the inventor of Zumba teaches out of a studio there. Now it's like $20 to go for an hour of Zumba. Now my gambling mind would have never spent $20 to go to Zumba for an hour because, I couldn't afford it. AKA I wanted the $20 for the slot machine. But at any rate, I'm thinking to myself, this is the way the whole brain went. Okay, I'm going to go see Beto. This is very cool. There's going to be friends of mine that are like, I don't want to say jealous, but they would love to go hang out in his studio or whatever and dance with him. And then I'm like, well, everybody has choices. If they wanted to go do this, they can position themselves to go take a class with Beto too. It's all a matter of priorities. And then it went back to me. Like, I deserve to live this life. And if I'm going to be in Miami, whether I'm 10 minutes or an hour away from the studio, I am going to go to the studio and live my best life and do the things I want to do. That's how I live my life. That's why I tell you guys about the travel and the things that I do. I mean, there's difficult stuff, as you know, but I really want to live that kind of life where if I want something, I either do it or work hard to get to be able to do it. That's what I want. And that's why I believe my dream will work. I just lost sight of that a little this week, so kick myself in the butt for that. Anyway, beautiful people, keep up the good work. Know that I love you and you're worth it.